Hello, everybody. My name is Pawan Badlani, and welcome to this introduction session to handwriting and signature analysis. Firstly, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here today. I understand that you could have been doing anything else at all. There are innumerous number of tasks and activities, but you chose to be here. It is an incredible honor. It's an incredible pleasure to host you here and to help you learn more about handwriting and signature analysis. So, thank you so much for being here today. Before we begin this particular session, I would request you to connect with me on these social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. I will share the links with you on the group itself. A little bit about me. I am a motivational speaker and author of 40 books, an international NLP practitioner, and an international graphology expert. I have been in this particular space for the past 11 years now, and I have worked with more than 10,000 people. I have worked with a lot of celebrities, multinational corporations. I have worked with sports celebrities and fashion icons as well. A couple of my clients are India TV, Mumbai Monorail, The Times of India, Ernst& Young, Ogilvy, the Road Track Clubs, Deloitte. My work has been featured in Your Story, Entrepreneur India. I have a television show as well for handwriting and signature analysis, which airs on Airtel DTH. The name of the channel is Astrovani, and the name of my show is Hastakshar. I have been featured in the in-flight magazine of Air India as well by the name of Shubh Yatra, and my television show airs on Amazon Fire Stick as well. Here is a glimpse of the training sessions that I have done for handwriting and signature analysis. And I would like to show you my promo now of my television show. So I hope you like it and I hope you enjoy it.
क्या आप जानते हैं कि आपकी हैंडराइटिंग और सिग्नेचर आपकी पर्सनैलिटी के बारे में बता सकते हैं? आपका सक्सेसफुल होना भी आपके सिग्नेचर पर डिपेंड करता है। अगर आपके प्रोफेशनल लाइफ या पर्सनल लाइफ में कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स है तो उसे भी हैंडराइटिंग और सिग्नेचर स्टाइल बदल कर सॉल्व किए जा सकते हैं। तो ऐसी ही इंटरेस्टिंग बातें जानने के लिए जुड़िए मेरे यानी पवन बदलानी के साथ सिर्फ एस्ट्रोवानी एयरटेल डीटीएच पर।
So that was the promo of my television show. I have also been on radio. I was invited by All India Radio by RJ Ashna and RJ Anish for a radio chat on graphology. And this particular program was aired all over the world on 15th of September 2019 from 9 a.m. to 9:30 on FM Rainbow 107.1. So my thoughts, my ideas on handwriting and signature analysis have gone the world over. So here I am sharing this particular information with you, and I am really, really happy and excited to share interesting insights about handwriting and signature analysis. Now, going ahead, who is this particular training for? This particular training for is for parents, executives, entrepreneurs, trainers, coaches, experts, HR professionals, consultants, some students who are there who are enthusiastic to learn about handwriting and signature analysis. It is for them as well. Basically, for anyone who would love to know what is their personality like simply through their handwriting and signature. And going ahead, when you learn the intricacies of graphology, you will be empowered, you will have the knowledge to analyze another person's handwriting and signature and tell them more about their personality as well. All right, now what are we going to learn today? We are going to learn about top three secrets of your handwriting and signature to predict existing health issues and how do you go about solving them. Secondly, what is the one thing that you must do today to improve your handwriting and signature to increase your self confidence and attract financial opportunities? And the third thing that you will learn today is how do you grow your influence and success through the way that you write and sign on paper. I hope you're excited to learn this. Now, what is this particular training not? This particular training is not a get famous overnight scheme. Secondly, this is not about getting personal and professional success instantly. Third thing is this requires smart work and dedication to practice changing your handwriting and signature effectively. So, as I was saying, that this requires smart work and dedication to practice changing your handwriting and signature effectively. So, keep that in mind as you go ahead in this particular training session. So let's begin. What is graphology? Basically, your handwriting reveals much more than you might imagine. There's a whole science behind analyzing handwriting for personality traits called graphology, which has been around since the days of Aristotle. The study of analyzing a person's character and personality through their handwriting and signature is called graphology. Primarily, through a person's handwriting and signature, you can come to know about their mindset, their goals, their thoughts, their emotions, their ideas, about their personal life, their professional life, their success rate, their financial life, their love life, their relationships, not just with themselves, with their friends, family, and their partners as well. So, your handwriting and signature can reveal a lot about you. So let us begin with a very, very simple exercise. I want you to take a piece of paper, rolled or unrolled, and I want you to take a pen, all right, and write down this following sentence. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Now notice that this particular line contains all the alphabets of the English language. So once you are done writing that, let's find out what does your handwriting say about you. All right, so I'm going to play a very short clip over here. And once you've written the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, I want you to have a look at your own handwriting and compare your handwriting to what is being shown in the video, and understand and carefully notice what are your own personality traits through that. All right, so I hope you are ready and we will begin now. All right. So I hope that you learned some very, very interesting things about yourself. You can even rewind this particular section of the video, watch it once again, and very, very carefully notice what does your handwriting say about you. You will notice some very peculiar aspects of your handwriting, revealing some very, very interesting personality traits about yourself. All right. Now, going ahead, top three secrets for health issues in graphology. So, the E alphabet, B alphabet, and Y alphabet is something that I want to speak to you about. Now, very carefully notice this. When you notice the E alphabet, right? Now, the E alphabet formation is made like this, and there's a pen flick. All right, this particular line below is going ahead. What does that lead to? So in that particular case, you consume less water than required. Secondly, large intestines functional efficiency reduces. Third thing is it can lead to constipation. Fourth thing, emotional imbalance that can lead to weight gain as well. Careless with intake of food and does not chew the food very, very well. So if you have a pen flick, all right, in the E alphabet, the way you write it, be very, very careful about that as to not have a pen flick. Another thing is that if this particular loop that you see over here, if this is very, very small, or it's not very, very visible, that also causes a lot of stomach problems, eye problems, ear problems as well. Your level of expression, your level of enthusiasm also goes down. Now, how do you change that? By writing the E alphabet in a proper way. If you have a proper, nice big loop in E alphabet, right? And if there is no pen flick like this, and it's a simple E alphabet, what happens? What changes? You start drinking water more adequately. Secondly, large intestine starts functioning well. Third, release of toxins from the body is easier and released, and relaxed. And another thing is that you are more emotionally free. You prefer flow of emotions rather than controlling of emotions. You eat very carefully. Your body will absorb nutrients in a much better manner as well. Another interesting thing is that whenever this loop is small, you are a more selective listener. You don't open up very easily as well. And when this particular loop is big, you're an open listener, and the openness to new ideas, new philosophies is much higher as well. So, the problems that I spoke to you about, the eye problems, the ear problems, right? The any kind of stomach issues which are there, those will slowly and steadily start to reduce, or you can even avoid that by consistently having a big loop in the E alphabet. So that can help you out a lot. Moving ahead, see the B alphabet. All right, now this particular loop is open over here. What happens when the loop is open? So first and foremost, you find it very difficult to understand yourself. Secondly, lack of emotional flow. Third, can inflict hurt or pain to self through negligence. Okay, fourth thing, you lack the initiative to improve yourself, and irregular blood pressure leading to chronic heart diseases. So this particular loop should not be open. Even if it is slightly open, I want you to close it. When you have a closed B alphabet loop, what happens? You can identify your strengths and weaknesses. Secondly, the emotional flow is much more smoother. Third most important thing, you're more alert about opportunities to improve yourself. Fourth, your consistency to be better is much, much higher. All right. And fifth is your blood pressure and hormonal flow also improves. Another interesting thing that I would like to share with you is that when the B alphabet is open, your intake of salt also increases. So just notice that in your handwriting, if you have this, change it so you can reduce your intake of salt, and that will also help you avoid these diseases as well. Moving ahead, the Y alphabet, when I talk about from a health perspective, if you have a proper nice forming loop like the broad Y loop over here, your health is also intact. You don't fall ill very easily, and you can increase your level of immunity as well if you apply proper pressure too. Now, there are different kinds of Y alphabet. I'll talk about the four main types of Y alphabet over here. So if you have a slender Y alphabet, right? If you have slender Y alphabet where the loop is not very clear, it's a thin loop, you're selective in who you call a good friend. You don't open up easily and you don't trust people easily as well. If you have a broad Y alphabet, you have a large circle of friends. You know, you love being amongst people. If you have a long Y alphabet like this, you love to travel, you love to explore new places. And a short Y alphabet where the loop is specifically smaller, right? You are a homebody, which means that you love staying at home. And for the people who do not have a loop in the Y alphabet, can get nostalgic very easily, have a strong will, strong determination, and are extremely fond of playing various kinds of sports like cricket, badminton, football, table tennis, lawn tennis, to name a few. All right, moving on. What is the one thing that you must do today to improve your handwriting and signature to increase your self confidence and attract more financial opportunities in your life? Very simply put to you, if you have a signature which is going upwards, it's great. Have an ascending signature. What does the ascending signature do? It increases your sense of ambition, increases your sense of optimism, increases your creativity, increases your vitality as well. So you will be more solution oriented than thinking about your problems. Next, let's talk about how you can start making more money, attracting more financial opportunities. So if you see a proper loop over here in the Y alphabet, similarly in the G alphabet and the J alphabet, if you have a proper loop, this can help you to attract more money. Letters like Y, G, and J all move through what's called the lower zone, which is associated with action. Y is in particular associated with money. A big loop can represent a big money back or creativity and fantasy, depending on the other strokes in writing. So what I mean over here is that this particular loop which is there, which is a money bag, have a proper money bag, but don't exaggerate it way too much because anything in excess is not good. If anyone has a Y alphabet like this, right, what tends to happen is that you put in a lot of efforts to save money, right? You put in a lot of efforts to make money as well, but it doesn't stay with you easily. So that is something that you really need to take care of. Another thing that I want to share with you is how do you increase your confidence? You start increasing your confidence by communicating, by trusting people as well. So if you notice the C alphabet over here, this is a proper C alphabet which can help you be in communication with people, which can help you be absolutely straightforward, which can help you to trust people easily and connect with them as well. But if you have a C alphabet like this or a hook on the C alphabet, what happens is that even if you are putting any kind of point forward with a positive intention, it tends to get misunderstood. Another thing is a lack of gap could signify that you don't want to let anybody in your life. And in this particular C alphabet, you are more open and you're more welcoming to meeting new people. Moving on, how do you grow your influence and success through the way you write and sign on paper? Very simply put, do not copy celebrity autographs. Just because they have a certain kind of autograph does not mean that you take those traits in your signature. All right. So autograph is different. A signature is completely different. When it comes to celebrities, they have an autograph which is for the public. Their signature is completely different, which is official and which is consulted by professional handwriting and signature analysts to get certain qualities, to get certain traits in their personality. So the most important thing over here is that to have a legible signature, signature which can be easily read. So let's have a look over here. If you have a legible signature, you're confident and comfortable in your own skin. You don't need to pretend something that you are not. All right. And your thought process will be extremely clear as well. But if you have an illegible signature, you're very private, hard to read, hard to understand, you don't open up very, very easily. Although you may be a smooth communicator or a smooth talker, more often than not, you tend to get stuck up with problems as well. Another disclaimer that I want to share with you, that if you have an illegible signature or parts of your signature are illegible, your tendency to get into any kind of vices like smoking, drinking, drugs is very, very high as well, depending on the illegibility of your signature. Another very important thing is that such people are accident prone as well. So you really, really need to take care of yourself, and you need to take care of your health as well, because you tend to get a lot of health problems, especially related to your blood and your heart problems as well. So take good care of yourself. Have a legible signature. Make your signature as clear as possible and take it upwards. So if you have an ascending signature or a signature which has a straight baseline, both of them will help you in their own way. Another very interesting thing that I want to share with you are a couple of points that, what do different kinds of handwriting traits say about your personality. Going ahead very quickly, then, if you're talking about large letters is something which a lot of celebrities, public figures would have in their handwriting. So they want to feel understood, they want to feel noticed, they are people oriented, they want to do more work for people. If you have small letters, right, you have strong focus, strong concentration, you're introverted, you don't open up easily, and you take your own time to connect with people. So people who work behind the scenes, people like lyricists, or directors, or any kind of screenwriters, script writers, you know so people who love keeping a low profile, they would have small letters in their handwriting. Another interesting thing is that when you write "the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," there are two kinds of pressure. There's heavy pressure and there is light pressure. When there is heavy pressure, right, if you flip the page around, you will be able to see the print very, very clearly. So you have strong emotions and you feel things extremely intensely. You can be very quick to react as well. You can't detach yourself from old and precious things very, very easily. If you have light pressure, you move easily from place to place. You don't wear yourself out emotionally. You're very, very calculative. You can adjust in any environment, but the only drawback is you can't work for very, very long hours. Light pressure is where the handwriting cannot be seen very, very clearly on the backside. All right, we already spoke about the Y alphabet over here. All right, speaking very quickly about the different kinds of slants which are there. When you're writing "the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," there is a particular slant. If you are writing in a straight form, right, there is no bend on the right hand side or on the left hand side. This is called a no slant. All right. So when there is a no slant, you are ruled by logic and not emotion. Very solid, very pragmatic. You kind of stay away from places where there are too many expenses, and you are very, very particular about the things that you want in your life, and you like to follow a set routine. If you're writing "the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," suppose we are taking "the" as the word, for example, and if you're writing a little bit like this, "the THE," all right, it's going a little bit towards the right. You are heart centered, friendly, sentimental, impulsive. You highly value friends and family, right? You love planning surprises for other people as well, and you love people in general. So you always value other people's reactions, you know, how you can create some form of impact or have any kind of contribution in the society. So very, very emotional, very, very heart centered. Left slant, all right. Left slant is basically if your handwriting is going a little bit like this, THE, right? You prefer to work with things over people. You're introspective, a little reserved, you're more me oriented, basically like Batman. You don't like to depend much on other people. If you have gadgets, if you have technology, if you have a particular set of gadgets also that you like to work with, and if you can do it by yourself, you will do it by yourself. Basically, in a group project, you are somebody who will do the group project alone. That kind of personality is there with the left slant. So they don't trust people very, very easily. They take their own time. And another interesting thing is that they tend to procrastinate a lot. Moving ahead, let's talk about looped alphabets, right? If you're talking about L alphabet and T alphabet. So if you have a looped L alphabet, you have big hopes and dreams for the future. You also keep thinking about how can I make an impact, how can I make a contribution in the world, in the society, and how can I come up with the next big project, next big product, next big service as well. If you have no loop over here, basically you may have had your hopes and dreams squelched. Somebody has told you that you cannot achieve these dreams, you cannot achieve these ideas, you cannot work on this particular project, product, or service, and this is not for you. And what are you thinking? Those kind of thoughts and ideas have been planted in your mind. So, which is why you don't have a loop over here. If you have a looped T alphabet, you're sensitive to criticism and might be a little paranoid. What do I mean by that? Which means that you cannot accept criticism very, very easily. And you know, you keep thinking of new ideas as well, but you tend to get confused in that particular stage. Might be a little paranoid. What do I mean by that? Is that everything is going perfectly fine, but you're still wondering and you're still thinking, is something going wrong? Things seem to be a little off today. So those kind of thoughts keep clouding in your head, which is why it stops you from taking any kind of action. If you have a retraced key, which is without any loop, you're a good worker, disciplined, self-controlled, you know exactly what is to be done, and you focus on that. All right. Another thing that I would like to share with you is connected disconnected handwriting. So you are logical, methodical, you make decisions very, very carefully. If you have a disconnected handwriting, you can make time for yourself very, very easily. You tend to forget things a lot as well. And you don't score very well in your exams if you have a disconnected handwriting. But you tend to get a lot of creative ideas which other people usually do not get. If you have a connected handwriting, you are intelligent, you're intuitive, you can connect very well with other people, people can connect with you, but you do not get a lot of time for yourself. Another thing is that people who have disconnected handwriting, they drink a lot of water. People who have connected handwriting do not drink a lot of water. Another thing that I've noticed in my years of experience in analyzing over 10,000 handwriting and signature analysis samples is that when it comes to specifically connected handwriting, I've noticed this more in women, that when women have a connected handwriting, they have cried before an exam and scored good marks in that. So that is one surprising benefit that connected handwriting has. All right. Now, moving on to the I alphabet, right? So, if you must have noticed in the previous video that I had played for you, when we spoke about the I alphabet, that you have a dotted circle on the I alphabet. So, you're childlike, you're playful, you're artistic, you like to stand out, you're a visionary. You are very, very imaginative, you have vivid imagination. Another interesting secret that I want to share with you is that people with the I alphabet like this, they have a secret dream of buying a beach house, and they would love to marry someone who is extremely beautiful, extremely handsome, right? And they love being around places or things which are extremely beautiful, extremely scenic, extremely photographic as well. and high highly visual people, so they love Instagram too. Another thing is that if you have a dotted I alphabet like this, you don't like any form of clutter. You pay great attention to detail, right? And you constantly think about how can I get my work done in the most efficient way possible. So that is the I dotting. If this is going towards the right hand side, constantly thinking about the future. You're constantly thinking about the fact that, you know, what is my future going to be like and how am I going to be in the future. So people who have the I dotting going towards the right, they are in the present moment, but they constantly keep getting a lot of intuitions from the future. So their mind can travel to the future and back. So they have those special qualities. But if the same I dotting is going on the back side, right? The same I dotting is going on the back side, that is on the left hand side, they're constantly thinking about the past. They tend to procrastinate a lot as well. All right. And let's talk about goals and self esteem and achievements. So, if you have a T alphabet like this, right? If you have a crossbar like this, so what happens in this particular case that the crossbar is very, very high. So, you have high goals, high self esteem as well. You're constantly thinking about how can I make an impact, a contribution in society, and how can I achieve all my goals as quickly as possible? So, larger than life. If you have a T alphabet crossbar, this is called a crossbar, right? So, you aim low, have strong insecurities. Now, what do I mean by that? By that, I mean that you are more comfortable in your own skin. You aim low, you'll achieve that. When I talk about insecurity, if a high achiever comes in front of you, you might admire that particular person, but but you will also think about how can I achieve the goals that the other person is achieving right now. Okay. Now you may start off on that particular journey, but the level of energy and the level of enthusiasm to achieve those high goals will not be there, or you may get discouraged very, very easily. Another interesting thing that I would like to share with you is about little spacing and even spacing. So basically, when you write the line, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, like you have written right now, if you are able to fit in this particular sequence, so two, that is the numeric two, and double A, if you are able to fit that in very, very easily, right, between two words like the quick, you're able to fit it in without any problem. You have even spacing, so basically you're more aware of your boundaries. You can take your decisions very easily. You don't need to depend on anyone. But if you're struggling to put in the two and a double A, so there is little spacing. You have poor time management, and your thoughts, your ideas, your decisions are constantly dependent on other people's thoughts, ideas, and decisions. What are other people going to say? How are the people going to react as well? All right. Over here, we will take a short 2 minute break and we will resume. So just give me 2 minutes and we will be back. So I'll give you a breather to take in all of this information so far. All right. So moving ahead, let me show you a couple of celebrity autograph examples. All right. So if you see Sachin Tendulkar's autograph, right, the T bar that I was speaking about is way high above the stem. So he's a dreamer, he's a visionary. And as you must have learned in mathematics, there is concave and convex. So he has a concave T bar. So there's a high amount of self control as well. Next, retraced D stem. So there is no loop in D alphabet, high amount of pride, high amount of dignity. Large lowercase K alphabet. Ideally, in this particular autograph, right, the K alphabet should be small, but the K alphabet here is big. right? So when you have a K alphabet big like this, a big K alphabet like this, right? A large lowercase k, it means that you don't take in any kind of unnecessary bullying, or you don't take in the attitude of other people who try to throw their weight around on you. So defiance, going against authorities which baselessly or unnecessarily try to get to you. All right, so that is defiance over here. Another thing is there is a natural V formation in Tendulkar, right? So a very sharp, a very analytical thinker as well. There is an upward slant in the entire baseline. So high amount of optimism is there. Another thing is that there is a proper underscore. There's an underlining, so that shows healthy self-confidence and does not fear any kind of failure. Next, if you see Ratan Tata's autograph, right? If you see Ratan Tata's autograph, his handwriting slants a little towards the right. Okay, so emotional outlay. All right, the T horizontal bar is much above the stem. So he's a visionary, a dreamer, the same way you saw Sachin Tendulkar's autograph, right? The stroke double backing and ending in the right. So there is a high amount of persistence as well, a never giving up attitude. Long end strokes like a dash. Long end strokes like a dash. Very cautious about what he says, what he does, what kind of repercussions it will have on other people as well. Another interesting thing you notice over here, long strokes much below the baseline. So high amount of determination is there as well. There's a straight line over here. So when Ratan Tata, the autograph is created, it's a straight line. So high amount of perfectionism is there as well. He likes things to be done in a particular way, a certain way. It has to be done in that way. All right. So that is Ratan Tata's autograph. Next, Saina Nehwal's autograph, if you see. Tiny hooks at the start of the word, right? Acquisitive, wants to acquire, and also thinks about goals and ambitions in a very high level, a high state of mind that, when she is acquiring those goals and acquiring those particular milestones, it means a lot to her as well. Another interesting thing is A and E alphabet. If you notice over here, those are extremely well formed. So very honest, very blunt in giving opinions, does not hold back. Circled O dot, as I already spoke about it, desire to be different is there, and very imaginative. There is loops, open loop in L and H alphabet. So high amount of openness to ideas and philosophies. Next, the capitals S and N is neither too large or too small. So it is medium size. So there is a healthy ego over there. Long end strokes like a dash, as you saw over here in Ratan Tata's autograph as well. So very cautious. The entire autograph is going upwards, right? So when it's going up, when it's going upwards, right? So there is a high amount of optimism over there, constantly thinking about how I can create new solutions instead of thinking about how big the problems are right now. And a proper underlining is there, so that shows healthy self-confidence and leadership qualities. Last but not the least, I want to share graphotherapy tips with you. So let me tell you first the technical definition, and then I'll get into the more simpler form. So graphotherapy or graphical re-education is a branch of graphology whose goal is to modify the graphical gesture in a very conscious way in order to produce changes in personality at a subconscious level to improve innumerous challenges. It is a complementary tool to other disciplines such as psychology, which is based on the rational execution of universal movements, which are incorporated with repetition of graphical exercises. Now I understand that's a very large, and in the very beginning you might find it to be a little complex, but let me make it much more simpler for you. Graphotherapy is simply the therapy of writing in the form of shapes and forms in handwriting and signature analysis. In short, it's a graphical representation of your mind and personality on paper. Graphotherapy has to be practiced for a period of 21 days. Now, what are the different benefits that graphotherapy can help you out with? First and foremost, it can help you out with boosting your self esteem. It can help you improve your self confidence as well. Second most important thing, it can help you release any kind of stress, anger, pain, anxiety, depression, or any kind of negative thoughts that are going on in your mind right now. Over a period of 21 days, once you start practicing that particular assignment or that particular formation, it will start showing you results. Third most important thing it can help you out with is help you achieve goals. Either it's small goals, medium sized goals, or big sized goals. It will help you become much more sharper, much more focused as well. Another thing that graphotherapy can help you out with is having more emotional stability as well. There are many times wherein in different situations we either overreact, underreact, or don't react at all. So having emotional stability, having control of our own emotions is very, very important. And graphotherapy is one tool that can help you stabilize your emotions correctly. And another thing that graphotherapy can help you out with is helping you take better decisions. Now, how does it help you take better decisions? So, there is ego and there is intelligence, two ways in which we take decisions. Either we take any kind of decision out of ego, like just because I said so, or intelligence because you analyze pros and cons. But if there is an imbalance between that, your chances of taking a wrong decision is very, very high, and we do not want that. So, bringing about a balance between your ego and your intelligence is very, very important to help you take effective and correct decisions, and graphotherapy can help you do that. Now, understanding the times of COVID-19 and lockdown, it can be very stressful, it can be very hard. Some people can feel depressed, anxious, or extremely worried as well. So, keeping that in mind, I want to share with you graphotherapy for reducing stress levels. So, this particular formation that you are seeing over here, the S formation that you are seeing over here with loops, I want you to take an A4 size sheet of paper, a blank A4 size sheet of paper. Use a blue or a black ball pen. Don't use a gel pen over here. All right. And practice this formation continuously. As many times as possible, use only one side of the paper. Practice this over 21 days and let me know how you feel. I am sure and I guarantee the fact that you will automatically start feeling much, much better. Okay. Now, going ahead, you must be asking this, or you must be asking me that why is graphotherapy so effective and how it can help me. So I would like to read it out for you. Your handwriting is a manifestation of what's going on inside you. Research suggests that everything you've ever done or thought or said remains in your brain. And when you write, the way you've responded to all of your life experiences is translated into the writing trail on paper. And your handwriting is unique to you. After all, you're the only one who has had those particular set of experiences. So graphotherapy is extremely effective. It can help you release any kind of pain, anger, any kind of frustration, any kind of issues that you have been going through in your personal life or in your professional life as well. Basically, if you are effective and if you can manage your personal life extremely well, you will automatically start succeeding in your professional life. So you need to keep a balance, right? You need to work on your personal life and your professional life at the same time and have a very, very healthy balance between them. Just make sure they don't intertwine each other or come in the way of each other, because if one overpowers the other, you tend to get more and more confused, which is something that we do not want, and which is why I'm helping you out with graphotherapy. All right. So, if you enjoyed this particular session, I know I enjoyed sharing this particular session with you. Do send in a small text or a video testimonial on my WhatsApp number on 9930 #9930 or 89282 16871. I would request you to join my group Inspire Me by Pawan Badlani for exclusive tips on graphology and personal development. The link will be sent to you on the WhatsApp group. I hope you enjoyed day one today. See you tomorrow on day two, where we will learn about the various kinds of zones like upper zone, middle zone, and lower zone in handwriting. Thank you so very much for being a part of this session. It was lovely hosting you on day one. See you tomorrow at day two. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.